Hello, Fever River Rail fans, and welcome back to another episode of Fever River Reviews. Today, we are taking a look at Rapido Train's latest release, the Fairbanks Morse H16-44. Now, before we get into it, if you enjoy what you're seeing, drop a like and maybe even hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on notifications by clicking the bell and selecting all. But anyhow, I've been waiting for this for a while. I ordered it 4-ish years ago, and there was a issue with the frames. Now, Rapido has these clear sleeves on the boxes, and let's take a quick look at the box. So, top here we got basic information. We got this cool line art of the locomotive. I always like this. On the end here we have all the relevant information, the HO scale FM H16-44 in Milwaukee Road. Of course, I went with the DCC sound version. 4507 is the item number. And we have the Mo Power Keep Alive. Other sides are nothing special. Back really isn't anything special. Oh, is that what I think it is? Yep. Reminding us that California causes cancer. And one more thing. This is one of the reasons I prefer the USPS for shipping. This was originally set to arrive Saturday. Today is Thursday. This is 2 whole days early. So I'm quite happy with that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get the box off. And we have our stickers. Ooh, new stickers. I'm putting that somewhere. I am putting that somewhere. And the owner's manual. Once again, I love how Rapido does these owner's manuals to look like actual railroad locomotive owner's manuals. Let's see, basic information, table of contents, yada yada, prototype history. We'll get into that in a bit. Okay. Again, damaged parts, stalling decoder, yada yada. Oh, they don't have the jokes about the operating it on Model Power Tyco Power Pack. There's another sticker, cool. And, ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. That is cool. So if you guys don't know what this is one of the original drawings. Or this would be one of the original drawings that Fairbanks Morse would have used. Or filed away. So that is really cool. Okay, and I saw another sticker. Rapido Trains Funk. Not entirely sure what that means. All right, now on to the part everyone's waiting for. The extra parts. So let's see, looks like we have a extra window guard and I can never remember what that's called. The early rail track, some sort of tracking system to know where rail cars and locomotives are at. It's a cool little detail. I might look at putting those on. We shall see. Anything else? Nope. All right. And there we have our first look. So it looks like one of the fan covers has come off. It looks like it'll be a simple fix, but that is... The fact that it got all the way from back here to the front is mildly concerning. All right, let's go ahead and gently get it out of the cradle. And let's go ahead and get you guys down a bit more level with it. Okay, here we are. So first and foremost, let's get these bits out of the way. fairly simple to remove the foam inserts. As usual, just always be careful because they are there to protect the handrails. So here we go, the first look. So I really like the finish. Nice semi-gloss matte look to it. Let's see, we got cab detail. I'm not sure how well I can show that off. Oh, that's looking pretty decent. FRS. Emergency fuel shut off. Not sure. Okay. Doesn't quite want to focus, but we got fuel fill. Further back, we've got the builder's plate, engine water fill, and standby steam. So this would have been probably equipped with a steam heater to prepare passenger cars, because this is, actually I'll probably have to read up on the locomotive history. But anyhow, let's go ahead, raise up. And look at those beautiful fans. So that is some very fine detail. Very cool. Back a little bit more, we've got the exhaust stacks. Down below, we've got the locomotive number, 435. All right, coming around, let's go ahead and zoom out to the back. So it doesn't look like we have any class or marker lights here on the back. Oh, nope, I think that's them. I don't have a pointer at the moment. Oops. Can't quite see them too well, but there are these boxes right below the number boards. All right, coming around to this side, we've got, first and foremost, that missing fan cover. We've got the emergency fuel shut off there again. And fuel fill. We've got the 16FRS. I'm not entirely sure what that means off the top of my head. And on the driver's side, we see that window protector. I don't know if the one in the parts bag is a spare or if it is meant to go on the conductor side and they just, it was an option. I'm not entirely sure. And moving on to the front, yeah, you can kind of see the class lights a little bit better. Some very nice detailing. Can't quite see into the cab from this side, but I'm liking the detail. So let's go and get this over onto the layout and do our initial testing. And here we are over at the layout. So first and foremost, this is an ESU, so let's fire up that prime mover. The Fairbanks Morse, Fairbanks Morse originally made well, not originally, but before they made locomotives, they made engines for military submarines. They used those engines in these locomotives, which is, frankly, one of the downsides to the prototype. They had a tendency to overheat, from what I understood. But anyhow, let's go ahead and check our functions. First and foremost, Get you lined up so you can see the lights. Okay, so 0 is always the directional headlight. There we go. All right. 7 is front class lights. That's odd. There we go. We got red. We've got off. We got green, off, and we're back to red. So this was set up for either pusher service or secondary parts of trains. Let's see. Okay, start at the top. We've got the bell. We've got the horn. Three is coupler clank. 4 is dynamic brake. Can't hear that very well, just standing. 5 is flame squeal. 6 is not listed as anything. Interesting. 7, we've already done the cross lights. 8 is the startup. 9 is a drive hold, so press that and we can throttle up. And release. Let's see, on to 10, we have the independent brake, which, if I understand correctly, it shouldn't move. Doesn't even throttle up. 11 is the rear class light. I find it odd that the class lights are controlled separately end to end. Let's go zoom in. 11, we've got green, we've got red, and we've got green again. That's concerning. Okay, we're gonna... Directional lighting doesn't seem to be working quite to right. And 12 is dim the headlights. I never care for headlight dimming. We'll get you positioned here to see that. This is normal, normal, dim, normal, dim. Can't see it too well there on camera. 13, switching mode. Yeah, something's not quite right with alternate headlight functions. I will have to contact Rapido about that. 14, handbrake. That's a wheel handbrake, sorry. 15 is the ratchet handbrake. Interesting. 16 is a steam generator. So for when it got pressed into passenger service, or was before, well, steam heat cars were so common, or while it was switching and prepping cars. Let's see, 17 is the radiator fans. They're just molded. I don't hear that, so I'm not sure. 18 ground running lights. Oop. See if I can get y'all to where y'all can see that. Right in there. That is the ground running light. All right, 19. Number boards on and off. Number boards go out. Number boards back on. 20 is the air compressor. 21 is not listed, so I'm going to go ahead and finish out the listed options here. 22 is the cab door. Four and five are not listed. 26 is manual notch up. Manually have it running at, have the engine sound running at whatever speed. And you can idle down with 27. 28 is a manual notching logic, so I'm not entirely sure how that works. 29 and 31 do not exist on a Digitrax throttle. So we are going to go ahead and cut the engine. And we're going to come back through the unlisted functions because, once again, this is Rapido. They like to have their fun. 21.
Prochaine station, bonne aventure.
No idea. Something French. 23. Yeah, 23.
Warning, warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
Nerd. Anyhow, the RS-11 back there has the sound of warp. Okay, 24.
Please do not address this unit in that manner.
I'm gonna have fun with that one. 25. I love it. Okay, 7 and 8 are okay. I love it. I can't wait to see which of those I have to cut out. Okay, anyhow, on to the initial performance test. I'll go ahead and turn sound back on. And we're going to turn the lights off because I don't... Let's see, what was the... I'm going to turn all the head-in lights off because I didn't like that flickering. Okay, so forward crawl. One second. Okay, I think I got it. Let's try this again. % throttle. It takes off at 2%. Turn off the headlight and reverse. A little jerky, so she definitely needs a run-in. Let's go ahead, bring it forward, give it 50%. We're going to leave 12 on. Reverse. And we're going to bring it up to 50. Decent speed at 50%. A little bit of momentum. And come back full throttle. I believe that to be about full speed. And she's gone. Okay, emergency brake works, so that's good. Okay, something is definitely messed up in the programming. Because going forward, both headlights are on. And 13. Yeah. So that's no bueno. I don't know if you guys can actually see what the lights are doing. Yeah. So that is switcher mode lights. I'm going to turn that back off. And as of right now, the headlights are off. So something is most definitely messed up. Oh, do I see? No, it's just glare. Oh, there is cab lights though. Don't know how much is lit up in there. But yeah, so that is the initial performance test. I'm gonna go ahead and get this over on to the Santa Fe loop and get it to run in. All right, break and run complete. So now let's go ahead and check out the crawl. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't need that at the moment, so let's see. Currently in reverse. Can hear it trying there at 1. Still not quite smooth. 3. Smooths out around 5% throttle. Let's go ahead forward. A little bit better going forward. Let's go ahead and see how well it couples up. Alrighty. This is factory coupler. And looks like we got a good joint. Coupler height looks good. Yep, we got a good joint made. So let's go ahead and get some shots going around the layout, and let's get over to Galena Hill. This is going to be the consist I use for the test today, because I'm low motivation right now, so I don't feel like getting the reefers up. Rest assured, at some point I will get those out and do a proper hill test that will get uploaded. Anyhow, let's go. In 1955, Fairbanks Morse offered a new design for their existing H16-44 model locomotives. These changes involved raising the walkway and simplifying both short and long hoods to make construction easier. Exterior-wise, the locomotives looked much like their big brother, the H16-44 Trainmaster, but with 4 axles instead of 6. Under the hood, the locomotives were nearly identical to the earlier phases of H16-44, except for the replacing of the Westinghouse electrical system with a more reliable General Electric system. A total of 165 of the H16-44 Phase 3 locomotives were built between 1955 and 1963. Locomotives for the Canadian Pacific and Canadian National were built by Fairbanks Morse subsidiary, Canadian Locomotive Company, where a total of 58 H16-44s were built at this plant. The final H16-44 was built for the Ferrocarril de Chihuahua of El Pacifico Railroad in 1963. This was the last Fairbanks Morse locomotive to roll out of the assembly line, as the company stopped locomotive construction the same year. Alright, here we are at Galena. We are set at the base. Let's go and see if this little guy, how far this guy can make it with 15 covered hoppers. 50% throttle. Over the first bridge. And just shy of the tunnel. Okay, I think my battery's green. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get this up into Benton, and we'll go over our final tally. And we'll shut her down because I'm low on phone battery, so I do need to get this over with at this point. So, didn't make it too far up the hill. This isn't my usual testing contest, so I'm going to have to redo that at some point. But honestly, I'm happy. Value, shit, I forgot to check the value. Let's say it's like 200 something. I'll have to remember in editing to put up the price, but yeah, I personally think it's reasonable. It's a really cool engine. It's from Rapido. Rapido earns their money. The only real issue I've noticed is the lights flickering weirdly. I don't... They're more blinking than flickering. I'll probably have to send Rapido a clip directly showing that. But that's beside the point. Overall, and of course the fan detail cover missing, but rough handling. The fact that that's all that came off, I'm impressed. So overall, I'm going to say this is a 4.9 out of 5 model. Well worth the money, nice packaging, nice detail. It's absolutely stupendous. I really hope that that Rapido does more of the Fairbanks Morse line, including the H24, the H10, the C-Liner, and the Erie builds. I especially want to see the C-Liner and Erie builds because I've seen the Erie built in scale, and the C-Liner is Tyco model. Some old... Oh, there's also a Bowser, I think, Intermountain. I don't know. I got a couple in my backlog, my engine storage, but that's beside the point. If you guys are interested in this model, there will be a affiliate link to Factory Direct Hobbies in the description. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.